What is the relationship between Russia and India? Why does India support Russia even if it offends the US? Have to say, India's recent performance, that was beyond many people's expectations. First, at the UN Security Council, India's representative, like China, abstained from voting on a resolution calling for Russia to withdraw its troops from Ukraine. And then refused to join the ranks of sanctions against Russia. This pissed off Americans. Claiming that India is making trouble, to sanction India but India is not afraid. Immediately after, a large number of Indian netizens appeared on Facebook and YouTube again, expressing strong support for Russia. They also set up a topic called I Support Putin, and this topic rushed to the global hot list. Since the outbreak of the Russian-Ukrainian war, although Russia gained a great advantage in the war, however, it was completely suppressed by the Western media and public opinion. Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, etc. have blocked Russian media accounts. As a result, it is difficult for the whole world to hear the voice of Russia. Unexpectedly, Indians suddenly appeared with tens of millions of Indian netizens. They came together to support Putin. What are the untold stories between the two countries, India and Russia? As early as when India was a colony of the British Empire, it was targeted by Russia. Due to its strategic location, India, plenty of rain, rich in products, this leads to the lack of resistance in the character of Indians, very well managed. You see, the East India Company had only a few hundred people at the time. Conquered all of India. If it weren't for such a high-quality colony as India, Britain could not have become the empire on which the sun never sets. So the Russians are very sorry. It's ignoring India. By the time of the Soviet Union, Russia started to fight hotly with India. Since one is in the cold zone, one in the tropics, resources are complementary, coupled with India's important strategic position, close to the Indian and Pacific Oceans, as well as the successful experience learned from the United Kingdom earlier. So when India is founded, they got together quickly. The Soviet Union provided various aids to India, help India to industrialize. From 1950 to 1980, for 30 years, the aid from the Soviet Union never stopped. India also provided a large number of their native products to the Soviet Union, such as rubber, coffee, fruit, etc. And the famous Indian leader Nehru liked the Soviet Union very much, like socialism, so much so that the constitution stipulates that India is a socialist country. It can be seen that the relationship between the Soviet Union and India at that time was so good that it could be said that they were a pair of brother countries. But no matter how good a relationship is, there will be conflicts. The two will quarrel together. Not to mention two countries. In 1955, India and the Soviet Union signed a steel mill loan agreement. Over the next 20 years, the Soviet Union successively lent a lot of money to India. By 1978, the total loan amount is 14.43 billion rubles. Because it was the prosperous period of the Soviet Union at that time, so the exchange rate of the ruble to the dollar is about 1-to-1. But unexpectedly, then the Soviet Union disintegrated. The value of the ruble falls like a waterfall. From $1 to a ruble, $1 for 4,800 rubles. After disintegration, Russia inherited the legacy and debt of the Soviet Union. Due to internal and external troubles, when you need money urgently, so Russia thinks of India, hastily asked India for a loan of more than 10 billion. But at this time, India did something that made Russia very unhappy. They even paid Russia back at the depreciated ruble exchange rate. Initially borrowed more than 14 billion rubles from the Soviet Union. As a result, in the end, only more than $3 million were returned to Russia with interest. The time came to 1998, to thank India for its continuous support to Russian arms manufacturers. Yes, India has always been a big customer of Russian arms. So Russia decided to sell an aircraft carrier to India for a nominal price of $1. You heard right, it's $1 to sell an aircraft carrier. After hearing this news, the Indian military is simply very happy. However, the Russian side also told India, because the aircraft carrier had a boiler explosion in 1994, the power system has been basically scrapped, and there are many problems. As a result, it is not possible to drive directly to India now. Needs some repairs in Russia first. To know, in 1984, China bought a scrapped aircraft carrier from Australia, also spent $30 million. The Russian side hurriedly organized experts to calculate overnight. In the end, It was concluded that it would cost more than $900 million to maintain the aircraft carrier to be able to travel to India. After doing some calculations, India found that if you buy a good used aircraft carrier, at least $2 billion, the maintenance cost is only more than $900 million. Still profitable. So India agreed to Russia's offer. The two sides agreed that India would pay the money first. Delivered in Russia in 2008. India has an aircraft carrier. How can there be less carrier-based aircraft? Russia's MiG-29 carrier-based aircraft and aircraft carrier are the best match. India then spent more than $400 million to buy Russian carrier-based aircraft. India has spent $1.3 billion for this aircraft carrier. By the time the aircraft carrier maintenance was completed in 2008, the Indians, full of joy, sent people to check. It turned out that the so-called maintenance just removed the rust paint on the surface. The core issue remains completely untouched. India is in a hurry now. Ask what happened to Russia. Russia has to tell the truth. Tell India, this aircraft carrier is too difficult to maintain. The money I called before was not enough for repairs, so the progress was delayed. So the two sides went through a new negotiation. In the end, it was decided that India would pay another $1.4 billion. Please Russia continue to maintain this aircraft carrier. This repair took another 4 years to come to 2012. The aircraft carrier is finally repaired. India is happy, so excited to drive it back. As a result, the problem came again. 3 of the 8 gas-fired boilers blew up. Burnt 4. Only 1 face is left to use. No way. Only continue to repair. So I asked India for another $200 million. In the end, the Indian side spent a total of nearly $3 billion. Almost equal to the cost of building a new nuclear-powered aircraft carrier in France. Bought a second-hand aircraft carrier assembled and repaired in Russia.